self-improvement won't fix you. Now, what do I mean by that? Obviously, I don't mean self-improvement is bad, because I've got a self-improvement channel. I wouldn't be teaching you these things. So, let me explain to you what I mean. And I'm going to stick around for the whole video, so you can see how to make it work in the most efficient way possible, so that you can grow. Now, the simplest way to put it is, self-improvement isn't it. That's not it. You can't just have self-improvement, right? You can't just, it's not your life, right? Self-improvement is a separate entity to you, right? So just improving on self-improvement isn't the same as improving yourself. Now, into more detail I'll go now, and you yourself have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. You have to work hard. Do the self-improvement when you don't want to do the self-improvement. Meditate when you don't want to meditate. Eat the food you don't want to eat. I've got 8 eggs right here. I've got to eat them all at once. It's going to taste rubbish. Who cares? I don't. Well, I do care, but not about the taste. I've got to get it down. However, that's just one of the things. If you don't want to go to the gym, well, you have to go to the gym. It's part of your schedule, And yes, you can be lazy and still be on self-improvement. You still learn everything. You can know everything about self-improvement. The only person that has the power and the ability to put it into place in your own life is you. So if you're being lazy and you're deciding you don't want to be on the self-improvement, you don't want to put in the work, you just want to take it easy, you think self-improvement is just a magic wand, you wave it and everything is perfect for you. But that's not how it works. You've got to put in the work, otherwise there's no point. Now, I'm going to tell you how to actually maximize what you do on self-improvement, and I'll tell you for a few methods. And the best thing is obviously add all the methods together, right? So first thing I'm going to tell you, which you can use to maximize your potential on self-improvement, is to do everything 100%. In the gym, train till failure every single time. Apart from maybe if you're doing a warm-up, right? First set, warm-up, don't go till failure then. Alright, and then go till failure on everything else. Right, eat till failure. If you put on the muscle. If you feel like you don't want to talk to that girl, but you can, that's like the last rep. Right, if you don't want to go talk to that person, but you have the energy, it's just you don't want to, that's like skipping the last rep because you don't want to. You have to go till failure on everything you do. The extra 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes of work you don't want to put in, but you can. If you can't put in the extra 10 minutes of work, that's fine. You can't go past failure unless you drop set, right? So you can do easier work or something, but not the same work, obviously. But you want to do everything till failure. The extra 10 minutes of work, you're going to do it then because you have the ability. If you have the ability to put in the work, you're going to put in the work, and that is how you maximize your ability. And this, however, all of this, putting in all the work and of your ability is nothing if you don't have the ability to control yourself as well. Because self-improvement isn't just about doing things, it's about stopping doing other things which are negative. Like if you're trying to cut down, you can't be eating yogurts and chocolates and stuff like that. You've got, no matter how much you like to have it, there's always something else. And for example, if you're craving chocolate or something, but all you need is like magnesium. These are all the things which, like small things, nutritional, which I'll put in a future video that are like properly fully in depth about nutrition. Just look out for that. You can subscribe, and if you put the bell, send a message to your phone when I upload a new video, which is right now every day until exams come up. But what you want to do is just find these little ways to make it easier to quit something, right? Because quitting stuff isn't easy. Like, the way I like to think of it is every addiction is the same, whether it's video games or crack. You know, people say, oh, with heroin or something, you've got a physical addiction, but I don't think that's the case, because you can take, like, there's a chemical they give you, and then it cures the physical dependency. So the only thing that makes people go back is their own mentality. And it's the same mentality as video games or anything else, or the same mentality as food. The only thing is how easy it is to get addicted, and how you don't realise you're addicted. Probably food addiction to like rubbish food is probably worse than something like weed or coke or something, right? With that, you're fiending. But with food, because it's so normalised to eat rubbish, it seems like it's not even that bad, until you realise how bad it is. But if everyone in the world did cocaine, then people wouldn't try to quit it as bad. It would be harder to quit because it's normal. Like back in the days, everyone was doing methamphetamines on the battlefield. If you saw your mate doing meth or coke or whatever, it was normal, because that's what you needed to do. And you need to put your mental power together, because you know you can. This is going to failure. This is pushing your brain to failure. You can quit whatever you want, whatever you're addicted to, games, food, porn, whatever it is, you can quit it. And you know you can quit it, you just don't want to. You have to realise that. Now, the second thing is a bit contradictory. I said in the previous video, which I like, First Man's Advice, right? And if you haven't heard of him, go look him up. It's a great guy on self-improvement. And the way he says it is, go up 1% every day. And yeah, that's good. That's good. Self-improvement, 1% every day. That stacks up, like you said, and it goes up really fast. Like that's how it works. That's how it works usually, 1% every day. But I disagree in the bit that 1%. If 1% is all you can give, then give 1%. But I think a lot of people can give more than 1% every day. If you can put in so much work, instead of being just lazy and doing some small thing and saying, oh yeah, that's it, that's my 1% for today, I've got to take it slow, don't need to go in the gym that extreme, I can take my diet a bit light, because I only need 1% every day, then you're going to fall behind. Because remember, your ability to win is realised. It's like a maths equation. It's based on your potential, right? If your potential is only 1%, then you're at the top. That's as much as you can improve. If you can improve 10% every day, and you're being lazy and saying, oh, I've got 1%, or 2% every day, I'll do that later, then guess what? You're at the bottom fifth of your potential. That ruins your equation, right? So if you can put in the most you can, maximize, sacrifice, maybe with one thing on self-improvement at this time isn't as beneficial to you as something else. So this is, say, it'll give you 1%. This will give you 2-3%, right? And if you don't have time, because you've already got other bigger things which are more important or beneficial, or you've just got things that are out of your control, then you have to make decisions. If you're working a 9 to 5, if you're in school studying or whatever, you've got exams, for example, you've got to pick between this 1% and this 2-3%, and you've got to pick the 2-3%. Because you might think, oh, what if the 1% is important? Then if it's important, then it wouldn't be 1%. So if you get my gist. And the third, and I think the most important thing, is to always stay learning. I think Hamza said this, that the best thing to do would be a full-time learner throughout your entire life, a student, not of like school or nothing, but just of the world. And it made a lot of sense, because self-improvement has changed so much in the past few years. It's changed so much in the past 1 year, right? And it's going to continue to change. The world is always going to continue to change. Change is a part of the world. And if you're stuck, right, if you're on 2015 self-improvement, right, and you're trying to compete now, it'd be over for you. You'd be like one of the gamers. You'd literally be one of the gamers. Like the averages, like the people you don't want to be. The people that work 9 to 5s, right? It wasn't always that you had to put in this much work. People don't realise because all the people they see online and the motivational TikToks and whatever that they use to, and they think they only need 1%. Do you know why? It's because they're outdated. I'm not saying First Man's outdated. He's up there. He's up. I'm saying, for example, people who are at the bottom, still at the bottom, they think they can improve like it was, listening to these stories on TikTok of how it used to be, saying, oh, you only need this, listening to some guy on TikTok. Because what's more attractive for attention in the audience, right? Tell me. Is it actually telling them you're lazy, the reason you're not winning is because you're lazy and you need to put in the work, you're the reason you're failing? Like I'm saying, right? Or what do you think's going to get more attention, more repetitive clicks, and more dopamine in the monkey's brain? Yeah, it's going to be, oh, this one quick tip, this is all you need, this one thing to self-improve, and that's the key, that's the magic, right? It's literally the same as 5-minute abs. It's just for the views, it's just for the clicks. And these people, what they hate the most, and this is what you need to do, is they need to take blame. They need to take blame and say, if my life is shit, it's my life, so guess whose fault it is that it's shit? It's my fault. If your life isn't great, as great as it could be, guess whose fault it's not as great as it could be? It's your fault, right? And that is the final thing which you need to do to take your self-improvement to the next level. Take responsibility for everything that happens, right? If you're not rich, guess whose fault it is you're not rich? If 4 or 5 years ago you were going gym, self-improvement, right? Do you think you'd be where you are now? No, you'd be way further ahead. So take responsibility for your actions. If you've got a problem, it's your job to solve it. And remember, if you've got any questions or anything you want to ask me in DMs, in private or whatever, you can join the free community in the Discord and just send me a message. And remember to like and subscribe to the video to see more like this on your page. And this video here is the one that YouTube thinks you'll like. So cheers.